You're watching Plus TV and you're just in time for tea, where we serve it hot and with all of the trimmings. Yes, this is Tea Time, the program that serves up the hottest entertainment stories at home and beyond. I'm Toke Makinwa, and present in the studio are my usual co-anchors, Lakpe Banjo and Ife Oshinkeye. Hello, guys.
Good morning, Toke.
So let me ask you, what are you looking forward to talking about the most on today's episode?
Anything you say.
Okay, and what about you, Lakpe?
I'm up for anything, to be honest, this morning.
Okay, but you know, some of the topics that we're going to be talking about, just give a brief preamble to what we're going to be discussing. Out of all of the ones we've selected, what are you looking forward to talking about the most?
Probably the James Bond premiere that's coming out soon.
Okay.
It'll be quite interesting to see why Daniel Craig has come back for another sequel.
All right, brilliant. So we'll talk about that later on in the show. But first, we've got our story. Our first story is on Bill Cosby's victim, Andrea Contran. She's broken her silence over the allegation scandal. So why has she waited 13 years to be able to say something now?
It's not like she's just coming out 13 years to say something. I think she feels relieved after the judgment.
The verdict.
I mean, after the verdict, and she's just like, okay, now I can talk about this. At least they've ruled against him, and yeah, she feels a lot better. So she's just coming to talk about her feelings, basically.
Okay, what about you, Lakpe? What do you have to say on her coming out now, 13 years later?
I don't know, it could be PR, to be honest. I won't be surprised if she comes out with a book, a tell-all book, saying her experiences. I think, to be honest, a lot of the times, victims, this is controversial, but victims do tend to capitalise on these kind of things. So I don't know why you've waited 13 years for it to be a public thing. If it was really bothering you, she should have been like an activist for it and stuff like that. So I won't be surprised if a book follows this and she makes quite a bit of money.
Do you think if she had, let it all out before the 13 years were up, that would have made any difference anyway?
Yeah, I think it would have been a lot stronger because he would have been, like, they would have taken him down a lot earlier. She could probably garnered a lot more interest from other potential victims, and it would have been a lot more effective. And he would have been younger, and people would probably castigated him a lot more, but I don't know about how effective it is now.
What do you think she'll say now, Ife, that she hasn't said before? Because we know it's all about sexual allegations. What's going to make it different this time?
I don't think she's going to say anything new. I think people are just interested in, does she feel vindicated? Does she feel like justice was served? Do you understand? And because it's been a long legal process, and it's been so, it could have been traumatic for her. Some people would have been against her, while some people were for her. So you could have this period, I think she's just coming out to say how she feels, how she's feeling about this whole ruling thing. Is she vindicated? And then she's going to advise other women to come out and do the same, because in her statement, she said she wanted to be the voice of the other women accusing Bill Cosby. So I think right now it's just still being the voice. And she's not going to be on the show alone, you know. She's going to be with the other three accusers of Bill Cosby. All right, then. Alongside her mother.
Okay, so, let's bring someone else into the picture. Bill Cosby's wife. How do you think she'll react to all of this, the verdicts, the allegations and everything? Because we talked about Bill Cosby some time back, but I don't think we talked about her wife. And I just thought, okay, let's bring that in today. Her reaction, how do you think she'll be feeling? Do you think as well that she may actually tend towards divorce?
No, Camille has been supportive all through the legal process. She stood by Bill Cosby, and she's still standing by him. So I think this is just going to get her more aggravated. She's just going to be more upset about what she claims to be lies, because she claims this is mob justice and not real justice. So I think she's just going to feel furious about all of this. Like, why are you even still talking about what she believes are lies?
Okay, finally, Lakpe, your final thoughts on this?
I don't think she's going to be that affected, really, because they're quite an old couple. She's probably been hearing it for a while, and there's no smoke without fire. She's probably had kind of rumours, of this a lot earlier. So I think she's just going to be prepared for the somewhat humiliation, but I don't think she's going to
But I think a lot of women should learn from Camille, because I think marriage,
that's the support that Bill is getting from her.
Or worse. And she's been with him throughout his worst times, and I'm sure he's really going to appreciate that, even if he ends up in jail.
Not being funny, but he caused the worst time. It's not like he's gone broke or he's had a
but what Ife is saying is that she's supportive regardless.
She's supportive. She was always in
I think it's actually
every court ruling and all. She was always there.
I think it's very inspirational, actually, regardless of, his faults. Up next is our scoop on the Nigerian media personality, Toke Makinwa. The news is that her ex has gotten married, and to make matters interesting, he got married on the same day the royal couple got married as well. Not that it matters. So apparently she didn't even know that this was going to take place, and then it's like he was seeing her while he was seeing this other woman, and then she got pregnant, and then they did the marriage all of a sudden. So it was like he got rid of her just to get married to the pregnant woman. Is that how it worked or turned out?
That's an insult on the royal wedding to begin with. How can you even be comparing Sheyi Kuye's wedding?
It wasn't a comparison. I can't believe we're actually going back. Is that a comparison?
Yeah, we're going back. Okay, but back to your question. I think it's actually getting married to the girl because she is pregnant. And obviously, he must have broken up with Toke before the marriage. And probably he was dating the girl, and Toke was probably his side chick. That's how I see it. And she knew about all of this. She knew it was going to be a married man soon. Because she doesn't seem to be bothered by any of this.
I don't know if I believe that. I think she
So you don't agree with Ife?
Well, I kind of do. I think she knew that there was someone else in the picture, because it takes, 9 months to have a baby, doesn't it? So it probably happened before that. She's probably in the picture before that. And Toke is kind of known for that kind of behaviour anyway, so to be fair, she probably saw it coming, which is why she's acting like she doesn't care.
Yeah. And I heard that there was some kind of hilarious reaction from Toke Makinwa on social media.
She's just masking.
Yeah, that was
What did she say precisely?
When I saw it, it was really funny. She was like, so what should I do now, I should roll on the floor. Then she sent another one, or maybe I should walk naked on the street. Then she had this
I like the way you say it, because it was as if you were right there when she was saying
it. But I know, but you can also feel a pain too, though. Like,
I don't feel happy.
Even from the write-up, you can feel a pain. Like, she's affected one way or the other, and she's just putting up a front.
Because that's what I was going to ask, that do you think she's putting up a front, or is she really just covering up? And let me come to you on that, Lakbe. What's your take on that?
Yeah, whichever one she's doing, whether it's putting up a front or she's covering pain, she asked for it. She's made some bad decisions, and she's now famous. And
when you say she's making bad decisions, do you think he should not have gone out with him in the first place?
No, I'm saying she's made bad decisions, which have led her to make worse decisions. So her previous, in her book, I've read it, don't judge me, but yeah, I've read her book, and like the decisions that she's made right from when she was young have put her in certain positions that have allowed her to continuously make silly decisions. So this doesn't shock me, to be honest.
Let's bring someone else into the picture. Her ex-husband. Do you think he'll be laughing or gloating or not bothered about this case, or just saying, silly girl, there she goes again?
He's probably dodged the bullet, to be honest. She's like...
So you think he'll be thanking his stars?
Well, yeah, probably. Yeah.
But why are we even bringing an ex-husband? If I was our ex-husband, I'll probably be like, what's my business?
Yeah.
Like, I really
and he knows her, and he gets.
But what I'm pained about is the Sheyi Kuye guy, because he showed us, at least to an extent, some amount of love. They threw a surprise birthday party with her friends, and being all lovey-dovey with her. So what's going on now? But like we said, there must have been a form of understanding between the both of them. But the bloggers are making it look like Toke didn't know about it, then all of a sudden she just saw pictures of a boyfriend getting married.
And that's what I'm saying about her bad decisions. The bad decisions that she's made have been public, and now everyone's going to judge every single decision that she makes.
And the pain she will probably be feeling is that it's public, not because...
not because it's happening,
Yeah, it's because it's public.
Yeah. All right, then. We're moving on to our next story. But before then, Daniel Craig, rapper CDQ, Morgan Freeman, all that and much more when Tea Time on Plus TV continues.
From day one, Glow makes life easier. They brought us unbelievable data packages and even an optic fiber cable to make sure we optimize. There are two things in our lives we depend on daily: communication and information, voice and data. Whether you sell, buy, learn, teach, serve, or lead, It really comes down to those two things, voice or data. Today's world is all about you. You want what you want, how you want it, and Glow delivers. That's why Glow is introducing Flexi, the freedom to use voice and data the way you like on every recharge. No plan, no hassle, easy.
Now, on every recharge, Glow Flexi automatically gives the freedom to use voice and data as you like. At the best rates in town, no plan, no hassle.
The grandmasters of data. Glow.
Welcome back. You're still watching Tea Time, and we're about to serve up our next story. Hollywood actor Daniel Craig is currently filming a new James Bond movie titled Bond 25. This is quite surprising because some time back he did say that, you know, he would be doing another... Sorry?
That he would rather slit his wrist than act in another James Bond movie.
Exactly. So what has brought this on? Lakwe, what's your initial reaction?
It's probably just been given a really high paycheck and that he can't refuse.
Yeah, I believe he's just doing this for the money.
Yeah, it has to be.
Figures have been going up. You know, it started with $25 million to about 66, at least the highest I've seen so far is $66 million. So imagine I'm getting paid, man, I can say anything and come back and do that same thing.
But why did he even say that in the first place, that he would rather, you know...
I think it must be a tedious role to play. Like, it must be so long, so stressful.
But it is stressful with every other movie that he does.
Yeah, but because I've heard a story about him going into a pub and asking no one to come up to him. Like, he wants his privacy. I think he's quite a private person. So I think being James Bond...
No, but like, the thing is, his life is separate from, you know, the movie itself, because we're talking about this particular movie. So if he wants to keep his life private, that's perfectly fine.
Well,
but
yeah, when you're a celebrity, those
lines
are blurred though, aren't they? Like when you're a celebrity, you can't really have a private life. And he's like a globally known face for being James Bond.
At the time when he talked about that, he didn't say he didn't want to act anymore. He just said he didn't want to do another James Bond movie. So if you're still acting, then, you know, you get more publicity.
It could have been something with the management or with the directors or the executive producers.
I think you might be onto something.
Or maybe if felt he wasn't getting paid enough for the amount of work he was putting in. So right now, if he's getting the right amount, initially we thought the new James Bond was going to be James Bond just for the money. We thought that was going to be like the tagline, just for the money, but it turns out it's Bond 25 according to the sequel. Yeah, the 25th sequel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense because it makes the name apt, don't you think?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like it. I would have preferred it if it was just for the money.
Just for the money?
Like they should have capitalized on that.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, what I wanted to even bring about is that Bond 25, we're not used to that. It's not typical because all of the other ones they've done has a name, has, you know, different names. Never have they given like Bond 23, Bond 21, never. So this is the...
But we haven't seen it. We don't know what the story will be all about. Maybe something that happened 25th May.
No, I don't think so. Lakwe, what's your take on this Bond 25? Do you like it? Do you think it may catch on?
I like the whole Bond 25 thing. I think it automatically makes you think, what is it? Is it like a 25th sequel? Is it that they're going to go to 25
But the trailer
cities?
just looks exactly like all the other
We'll talk about that. You were saying, Lakwe.
25 cities, 25. Is it like it makes you wonder what 25 means for the Bond movie? So I think it is quite exciting. And it's a good way to like come back.
Yeah.
It's a really good comeback because it's different, isn't it? So I'm up for it.
But Bond 25 or just for the money? Choose one.
When is the movie set to be released?
Right.
Do you know when the movie is
2019, next year. So at some point next year.
8 November.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And you've had a look at the trailer. Was there anything that impressed you?
Nothing special, really.
It looks just regular.
Yeah, and it's like continuation. But I don't think that's the official trailer. I feel like the fans have come up with their own trailer and that there's going to be an official like James Bond one because it wasn't that great. The quality wasn't that great. And also it's like a continuation of what we saw last time. So he goes to war a bit and it's not that great.
I think I stopped watching James Bond maybe in Bond 2016.
What are you saying? You don't like
you're not a Bond.
You don't like James Bond?
I love James Bond. It's such
Do you like James Bond?
Yeah, I do, but I think I lost track from Bond 16 or something.
You mean Spectre?
Oh, was that
Okay, next up is a story on rapper CDQ, who has reacted to a video of him fighting after his chain was stolen. So this is quite an interesting thing because you don't see this every day where we saw the actual rapper, the footage, yes. So what are your initial reactions? Before I come to you, Lakwe, Ife?
The first thing was that I hope he got his chain back because these people are going to say he has lost the street cred. And not surprising, I went on the internet and I saw Papa CDQ loses street cred. And I'm like, whoa. So it was a good thing for him to come out to react about this video because he actually got his chain back that same day. Yeah.
And they were armed. So he hasn't lost any street cred because he actually put his life on the line.
He didn't lose any street cred as far as I'm concerned.
And
not like he had any street cred, though.
Do you support, though, the fact that we were able to get the footage and what we saw him doing? Do you, I mean, because I just thought for a celebrity to be reacting that way, I'm asking what...
No, I'm so for it. Like, people shouldn't think that because he's a celebrity
he won't react. So he was fighting for his rights.
Yeah, it was. Why would anyone snatch anyone's
And also,
chain?
he's come from these places. He's come from the streets. So obviously, he knows how the story goes.
And this is not even Lagos. As in, how would you tell your friends I went to Ado Ekiti and they took my chain?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
You know what? One of the things that I was looking at, normally you would because he would have come not alone with his friends and some of his supporters, and I would have thought that they would have been the one to do his fighting for him while he waited. Not physically engage himself in that kind of thing. If you notice on the video, he actually stopped whoever was filming him at the time. So I think he himself wasn't that happy.
But if you watch the video closely, I think he was just having a general argument. So you didn't see CDQ throw a punch at anyone or rain verbal abuse on anyone. It was just like
he
talking
was really
like,
restraining
get me,
himself.
And then you could also see that somebody was pulling him back, like telling him you're a star. No, the blogs are going to pick this up tomorrow. You need to calm down. And then maybe that was why he covered the camera. You get you can't be doing that. So I think his behavior was really acceptable. It's not like we saw him pulling his shirt, trying to get in a fight or getting beat up. So yeah, it's really acceptable.
But they said he has actually reacted now to seeing that video. Do you have any idea what he said on social media or any statement, if he released any statement whatsoever? Because I don't know.
Yeah,
because I think he saw the video.
It was just insulting the blogger who broke the story that he lost his street cred, and he was saying some words like "na your papa did things like that. Like if na your papa
called the person a baby goat.
Baby goat. Yeah, how could I forget? He said if na your papa did now you don't take off, but he stood and he fought for his right and all of that. Yeah, so I think yes, watching the video, he didn't seem panicked, considering the fact that they were armed.
him standing his ground.
Yeah, I'm all up for him retaining the street cred, and I think he still has that.
All right, we're going to move on to our next story, but unfortunately, because of time, we're going to go for a quick break, but don't go anywhere because we'll be back in a jiffy.
It is not yet over. The Get to Latin Millions promo is still on. 110 people have won up to 65 million naira already, and you can be one of them, as there is 31 million naira still available to be won. You stand a chance to become a millionaire. All you have to do is walk into a Fidelity Bank near you and open an account with 10,000 naira or pay in 10,000 naira to your already existing account. And you stand a chance to win 1 million, 2 million, and 3 million naira in the monthly draw. Grow your account to 50,000 naira and stand a chance to win up to 5 million naira. That's not all. Lots of consolation prizes like refrigerators and generators to be won. Rush now to the Fidelity Bank near you and start saving for a chance to become a millionaire in the Fidelity Get a Lot in Millions promo.
We're Fidelity. We keep our word.
I don't get a lot, God you win.
Welcome back. Our next story on Tea Time is the latest development on the Morgan Freeman case. The actor is set to sue CNN over sexual abuse claims. So, do you think he'll win the case?
Well, if all the saying is true, if the accusers were actually misinterpreted by CNN, if 2 out of 3 people are saying they never said the things CNN claims they said, then I think he has a chance.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as these women now do not go back and retract their statement and stand on the initial report, then I think he has a chance.
Okay, how about you, Lagwe? What's your reaction or take on this?
I do think he has a chance, and for the same reasons that Ife's just pointed out, I think he could have some a really, really good legal team that are willing to pull something out of the bag for him to like win. And I don't think he's actually done anything that there's concrete evidence for. So they're going to struggle to find that anyway. So I think based on that, he's got a fighting chance.
And then he also has a video to back it up.
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask, do you think he actually has a smoking gun or anything else?
Yeah, he has a video to back it up. And then he's also playing the racism card because they're asking if it was Akin, the guy that acted with him in Going in Style, if it was the one that made those comments, will this woman have deemed it an assault, like a sexual assault, or you get me, or sexual comment. But maybe because it's black, that's why they feel, oh, it's making such comment.
So there's some racial elements.
Yeah, so there's some racial elements. He has a video. Two out of three people are saying they were misinterpreted. I mean, they were misrepresented? Like they were misrepresented and all of that.
Yeah.
So I think he has a very good case against CNN.
Because people are actually, in terms of reactions, people are actually outraged by this, and are totally in support of Morgan Freeman. You know, so what's your take on people reacting like that, Lape?
I think because there's a lot of sexual allegations going on at the moment, especially in like Hollywood and stuff, that you have to kind of take everything with a pinch of salt just because of how the reports always turn out. It's always 10 years ago I was sexually assaulted by X person, and then you know, and then suddenly all the victims start flooding. And I think we've seen that a couple of times now. So the public are starting to question whether or not it's true, and also whether or not we should believe everything, and why they took this long. So I think there's a lot of elements there that allow the audience to question.
You know, they also said the reporter who broke the news, Melis, like she's being biased, and CNN gave her like a 1 year to go on a witch hunt on Morgan Freeman. So it's not like it's like it's premeditated. It's not like it just came up. Like they had this planned all along. They probably had interviews with Morgan Freeman in the course of that 1 year. You guys didn't bring any of this up. And then all of a sudden, maybe because she feels she has some substantial evidence against him, which is, in my opinion, it's not even strong enough, because most of these comments, man, this is a regular. Morgan said he likes to make people feel comfortable around him. I've seen men like that. Like they're just very cool with any woman or
Why
man.
did you smile like, wait, do you not agree?
No, I do agree.
Okay,
No, I've seen men like that just like to make people feel, they say funny things, not like they mean it, not like they know they don't even have a chance with this woman, but they just want to make her smile, and they just say
I still want to get back to you, Lakwe. Why did you smile earlier?
I just think it's funny what you're saying, because I don't know, I don't think saying inappropriate things makes anyone feel
I never said
comfortable.
inappropriate things. I said
Well,
saying
it
things
is
to make
inappropriate
people.
in his case, because he is making people feel comfortable by making awkward jokes, and you have
Give me
to
an
laugh.
example of an
No, you
awkward
have
joke
to laugh
Morgan
that
made.
off. Well, I don't know, some of the stuff he says about, like, he's not physically assaulting them, but he's like verbally assaulting them, like in a sexual way.
You're right. I wish I was there.
Okay, you know what?
That was what he said now.
For more on this story, we'll go now to our newsroom to hear from our social media analyst, Buki November. Buki, over to you.
Hi, Tokumbo. So basically, I think the Morgan Freeman story online, well, I don't think I see, that the Morgan Freeman story online has generated a lot of mixed reactions. And it's understandable, because Morgan Freeman is someone you can easily relate with, especially if you were born in the 90s. And also, I think another reason why we have so many people not knowing what side of the fence they fall on is because CNN hasn't really said anything specifically about the story so far. Well, now that he's sued them. So a few people believe that CNN just validated Donald Trump's claim that they report fake news. A few other people also believe that the presenter, or the person who covered the story, should be fired. And quite a number of people say more people should just come out. More people who were victims of some sort should come out and air their air whatever it is that happened between them and Morgan Freeman, so that they'll be able to know if this guy is really, really guilty, or if he is, and this is the court of public opinion right now, if he's guilty, if it's somebody we should actually defend, or if the issue should just be kicked to the curb. So here are a few comments from social media. Now, before I give my opinion on this, I'd wait to see something like an official report from CNN, because, I mean, this is coming from someone who saw Morgan Freeman play God in movies. Seriously, I would wait to hear what CNN has to say, and then I'll probably know where I stand on this issue. But for now, that's all from me. Back to you, Tokumbo.
All right then, Buki, thanks very much for bringing us up to date. And that brings us to the end of the program. Join us this afternoon for another exciting episode of Tea Time. But before then, a big thank you to my co-anchors and a big thank you to the entire production team as well. Until Tea Time this afternoon, I'm Tokumbo Taiwo saying thanks for watching.